Time doesn't stab you. It bleeds you. Quietly, softly, a minute here, an hour there, until one day you wake up and realize your life was traded for nothing. Not stolen, wasted. We treat time like it's endless. We scroll, we delay, we say, tomorrow. But Nietzsche warned us, the future influences the present just as much as the past. If your future is a fog of avoidance, your present is already poisoned. Time is not your friend. It is your greatest threat if you ignore it. It is not neutral. It's either your weapon or your executioner. And most people? They hand it over, willingly. They kill their hours with noise and call it living. Here's the truth. You're dying, right now. Slowly. Every second is a step toward the end. But that's not a tragedy. It's an invitation to fight, to declare war. You don't conquer time by managing it. You conquer it by owning it, by giving each moment a task, a meaning, a fight. Your enemy isn't the clock. It's your softness. Toward the clock. This is your wake-up call. You are being hunted. Every second that slips away is fuel for your regret. So choose, be hunted or hunted back. I'll start when I have more time. This is the anthem of the defeated, the lullaby of the mediocre. There is no more time. There is only what you do with what little you have. Nietzsche knew this. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's fear. Fear of failure. Fear of transformation. Fear of seeing yourself clearly. So you delay. You wait. You build castles in someday. But someday is a graveyard. The belief that you'll have more time later is the mind's escape from responsibility now. But life is not a rehearsal. This is it. Every second is a vote for who you are becoming. Wasting time is not neutral. It is sabotage. Ask yourself, if I died 1 year from today, what would I regret not doing? Now compress that into urgency. Because the truth is, you don't know how long you have. The illusion of time is your sedative. Destroy it. Time respects those who use it with force, with urgency, with violence toward delay. You don't have time. You have now. And that is everything. Most people are not living. They are waiting. For the weekend, for retirement, for someone to choose them. Nietzsche called them the herd, the masses who trade purpose for comfort and urgency for entertainment. The herd worships distraction. They live in loops. Wake, work, numb, repeat. But loops don't lead to progress. They lead to erosion. Slowly, invisibly, they become hollow. Look around. How many people do you know who are truly alive? Who wake up with fire? Who use each hour like a weapon? Few, because it's hard. Because it demands self-confrontation. To overcome time, you must escape the herd. Their clock is not your clock. Their goals are not your goals. If you follow their schedule, you'll follow their fate. Quiet desperation. The herd fears urgency, because urgency threatens comfort. But you must treat each hour like it's your last, because one day it will be. Break the loop. Exit the herd. Enter the fight. Time cannot be managed. It must be dominated. This requires war. Not external war, but internal. A war against distraction, against softness, against the lie of later. Nietzsche spoke of the will to power, the force that drives man to rise, to create, to conquer. That will is smothered by passive time, by delay. To ignite it, you must adopt the war mindset. Treat your time like a battlefield. Your alarm is a call to arms. Your calendar is your strategy map. Your focus, your sword. And your distractions? They are enemies. Kill them. No mercy. Because they are killing you, the man who treats time casually becomes a casualty. The man who weaponizes it becomes immortal in impact. So ask, how do warriors treat their time? With discipline, with purpose, with aggression. If time is a currency, spend it like it's sacred, because it is. Wage war, not with the world, with yourself. Work-life balance is the new gospel. But balance is not greatness, it's maintenance. And Nietzsche didn't write for the balanced. He wrote for the exceptional. The call to balance is a seduction. It tells you to slow down, to take it easy, to not burn out. But the real danger is not burning out. It's never igniting in the first place. Balance is the language of those who fear obsession. But obsession is how empires are built, how minds are sharpened, how legacies are formed. There is a time for rest, but only after war. If you want to transcend mediocrity, you must go unbalanced, unreasonable. You must lose yourself in the pursuit of something greater than comfort. Nietzsche said, "Become who you are." But that becoming takes fire, not lukewarm water. So forget balance. Embrace the beautiful chaos of purpose. Give your time not equally, but entirely. Balance is for safety. You're not here to be safe. You're here to become dangerous, to weakness, to fear, to time itself. You're not too late. You're not too old. And you're not too young. But if you believe you are, time will eat you alive. Because time doesn't care how you feel. It only rewards what you do. Nietzsche believed that becoming is not tied to age, but to urgency. A 20-year-old who sleeps in and scrolls all day is older than a 50-year-old who wakes up hungry to grow. Wasted youth isn't about age. It's about orientation. Are you facing forward or looking back? Are you acting or just imagining? Don't mourn wasted years. Use them. Turn your regret into fuel. Time lost is only tragic if you let it continue. But if you stop the bleeding now, if you grab the present with force, you win. You are not your past. You are your next hour. So declare this moment your rebirth. The hour you stopped apologizing. The hour you declared war. Because wasted time only stays wasted if you refuse to fight back. Time doesn't just shape your schedule. It shapes yourself. Every repeated habit, every delayed action, every wasted hour builds a version of you. And that version eventually becomes your identity. Nietzsche wrote, "We are what we repeatedly do." You're not just losing time. You're becoming someone who loses time. And once that identity solidifies, it becomes your prison. But here's the power. Identity can be rewritten violently, through discipline, through decisive action, through refusing to be who you've always been. The man who controls his time controls his story. You are not static. You are process, molded by every moment you choose to command or surrender. So ask yourself, what kind of person does this hour create? A builder? A coward? A weapon? Or a watcher? Time reveals truth. And every time you delay, a weaker version of you is born. But every time you act, despite fear, a stronger one is forged. You are not your past self. You are your next decision. Use it to destroy the version of you who waited. If you want to own time, you must design your day like a battlefield, not a playground. The average person floats. They wake up reactive. They scroll, they drift, they fit things in. But Nietzsche would say, drift is decay. Intention is life. You must become an architect of intensity. Start with your mornings. They are sacred. Protect them like a fortress. No inputs, no softness. Begin with what matters, what hurts, what grows, what wins. Then schedule your day like war planning. Time blocks, deadlines, focus zones. Break your day into attacks, not errands. Every task must earn its space. If it doesn't drive your mission, cut it. No mercy. Your evening? That's your audit. Did you fight today or fold? A dominant day doesn't happen by luck. It happens by force. You build it, hour by hour, like a sculptor with a blade. Stop living days. Start living blueprints. Because those blueprints become legacies. Comfort tells you time is generous, that it'll wait for you, that you're young, that there's always next year. But comfort is a liar, a whisperer, and time is listening. Nietzsche believed that truth is uncomfortable, that comfort deadens. It will. If your life is too easy, your clock becomes soft, lazy. You start measuring time by pleasure, not progress. But greatness doesn't bloom in ease. It grows in pressure, in deadlines, in discomfort. When you chase only comfort, you lose your edge, and your edge is everything. Ask yourself, is my clock ruled by urgency or entertainment? Do I measure time by meaning or by numbness? The comfortable clock says, you have time. The warrior clock says, you make time. Reject the lullaby, the soothing, the delay, because comfort is the drug, and time is your dealer. Don't need peace. You need war with the part of you that thinks peace is enough. Nietzsche once said, he who cannot obey himself will be commanded. Time is the battlefield where this truth is proven. Discipline is not restriction. It is freedom. It is the blade that carves purpose into each minute. Without it, your life is dictated by others, by impulse, by entropy. The undisciplined man is not free. He's a slave to urgency, to craving, to external noise. Discipline is how you reclaim your hours. You wake up when you said you would. You do what you promised, even when your mood rebels. You move forward while others pause. Every act of discipline is a vote for your future. Every compromise is a surrender. Time rewards the disciplined, not always with ease, but always with power. If you want to own your destiny, you must first own your minutes with intention, with steel, with a standard so high it scares you. Because discipline is not just control of time, it's control of self. And that is the ultimate freedom. Death is not the end. It is the teacher, the revealer, the great clarifier. Nietzsche said, the thought of suicide is a great consolation. By means of it, one gets through many a dark night. But his point was deeper. The thought of death makes life burn brighter. To confront death is not to be morbid. It is to be awake. When you remember you're dying, time becomes holy, precious, violent in its shortness. You stop wasting. You stop delaying. You see clearly what matters. The man who fears death wastes time. The man who respects it uses time like a blade. So, let death whisper in your ear. Let it remind you, this hour is not guaranteed. This conversation could be your last. This project, your final mark. Stop fearing the end. Use it. Let it fuel your fire. Because when you live with death beside you, time bends in your favor. Every hour you live is a reflection of your values, your fears, your priorities. Nietzsche believed man is not a creature, but a creator, and your time is your canvas. What you do with it is what you are. Look at your past 24 hours. Did they reflect a warrior, a thinker, a creator? Or did they reflect a passive consumer, numbed by comfort? Your clock tells the truth. It doesn't lie. It records what you did and what you didn't. Want to know who you really are? Audit your hours, because the most brutal, honest mirror in existence is your calendar. And the moment you realize that, you stop lying to yourself. You stop calling distraction rest. You stop calling avoidance peace. You start facing the truth. Your time is yourself. And if you want to become someone greater, you must spend your hours differently. There's a part of you that wants to delay, to relax, to escape. It is ancient. It is soft. It is weak. That voice says, you deserve rest. You'll do it later. One more scroll, one more snack, one more hour. That voice is not your friend. It is a tyrant in disguise. And every time you listen, you give away a piece of your soul, a slice of your life, a day you'll never get back. Nietzsche taught that inner freedom requires rebellion, not against society, but against the self, the lower self, the petty self, the time thief within. You must revolt, not with noise, but with structure, with decisions, with a calendar full of fire, because if you don't control your time, someone or something else will. And it won't build you. It will drain you. So become your own tyrant, but one of discipline, one who rules time not with cruelty, but with clarity. Time is not your enemy, but it will be if you let it, if you drift, if you wait, if you avoid. It will hunt you quietly, relentlessly, and you will lose everything, but you don't have to. You can flip the script. You can become the one who hunts. You can declare war on time, not to destroy it, but to harness it, to use it as a forge for the self you were meant to become. Nietzsche once asked, what if a demon were to say to you, this life, as you now live it, you will have to live once more, and innumerable times more? Would you curse it, or would you rise? This is the challenge. Live each hour so fully, so fiercely, that you would welcome its return. Don't let time use you. Use it, burn through it, bend it to your will. The clock is ticking, and your answer to it is everything.